Hello, welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name is Karen. I have got a great mixture for you today for tons of motivation. I'm here now, up early in the morning, trying to get stains out of Yvonne's sweatshirt because we went to a farm petting zoo thing and she got jumped on by a bunch of goats and got stains on her nice white sweatshirt. So here I am working on that stain. I also have a DIY project. My husband and I bought a bureau for my daughter, and he is trying to get it fixed. It had holes in the bottom of the drawers. You'll hear all about that. I got some cleaning motivation for you, and also a low-carb lasagna that uses zucchini as noodles. And I've been meaning to share this recipe with you forever. Had it filmed, never did share it, so I decided to put it at the end of this video. Stay tuned for tons of homemaking motivation. This is real life people putting all the things in the same day. If you got into the laundry sheet craze, this is my first box. And I don't know, I don't see a difference, so I like it. Hey, how about this manicure? I actually think I'm going to take a break from manicures for a little bit. You know, Christmas is on its way. And I have a new grandchild coming in November, and I want to go see her in Alabama. This is by far the best stain remover I have ever purchased. It's as good as when you mix the Dawn with the hydrogen peroxide and baking soda, but I don't have to mix. And it has a little scrubby on top too. And I have had it take out set-in stains, you know, things that went through the washer and the dryer and you think it's not coming out now. Oil stains that went through washer dryer. I've had this remove them. I've even used it on carpets to get stains out. Love it. I'm telling you, that method stain remover, this stuff's a miracle. So I got the stains out from Yvonne's sweatshirt. That felt really good. I'm about to go down to the basement. Robin is going to be working on a project. I got my first ever purchase from Facebook Marketplace. So I want to show that to you, show you what he's doing. But first, a company named Lubona, and I hope I'm saying that right, they reached out to me and they offered me some free furniture. And I was like, yes, because they had these really cute bar stools. I actually got 2 different styles. I'm going to show you both. I'm loving them. They were super easy to put together. This is the first style I got. I'm loving the basket weave. I love having a back on the chair. That really does help me with my back problems. They were easy to put together. They come in, you know, big pieces, not little tiny pieces. And I love how companies now give you the tools that you need to put them together. The frame on these is completely wooden. I like how it picks up the black I've got going on as well as the trim I currently have and the color of my dining set. Then I thought I wanted 2 more, and the wooden ones were temporarily out of stock, at least in that color. They had other wood colors. So I saw these and I really love them. They still have the black that picks up the black in my room. But I like the metal because I feel like it's going to last forever. Again, super easy to screw together. You know, the chair and that is one piece, and then you're just putting the poles together. No big deal. They're very sturdy. The reason I love having 4, I did have 2 other bar stools that did not have backs to them, and so those are in the basement. So I am keeping all of them, and the reason why, when all of my family is here, I cannot fit everybody at that table. However, now I can have 2 there, 2 there, and bring up my other bar stools and put 1 on each end so I can seat 6 people at this island, which is just amazing. So I'll probably only keep 2 stools upstairs all the time, and it's probably going to be these 2 because my cats could put a claw in these, see? Because it's like cushioned. And so I don't want them putting holes in it. If these interest you, they also have a lot of other really great products. I'm going to put the link to it in my description box as well as in the first comment. And if you use the code MainerMom15, you can get 15% off of your purchase. So thank you, Lubona, especially for giving my viewers a coupon code. That means a lot to me. All right, let's head down to the basement, see what Robin's up to. This is a bureau we got on Facebook Marketplace for my daughter Rachel. I was looking for a completely wooden bureau that she could make an art project out of. She needed a bureau, and I just thought it'd be fun for her since she is an artist. We're going to be replacing the knobs, and we're going to be touching this paint up because she does like this color, and then she'll just be making art on top of it. One problem we had is there were holes in the bottom of the drawers. So here's one my husband already took out. He took out the bottom, and look, it had like big holes. I never even noticed it when we went to look at the thing. We bought it from a really sweet couple. They love to rescue furniture. They love recycling, and so they buy furniture. Some of it they restore, some of it they don't, and then they resell it on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm not sad that I bought it, but I mean, I had no idea. I just didn't even notice. But my husband noticed and didn't say anything. So anyway, we decided we would fix it, obviously. We got these thin panels at Lowe's. And so he cut them all up. And I'm going to show you him doing that now. You look so excited. Every time when we start, you always come.
Another project, another thing to do. Why wouldn't I be?
Why wouldn't I be?
Rip snorting.
I love working on my house.
This will be good though. I'm gonna move these things out of here because we're gonna do this at some point. All right?
Yep. As you can see, this is a shower surround. The bathtub is in my office. I think I had showed you that before. We did finally take it out of the box. One of you had said, you better take it out of the box. The box was heavily damaged because if there's scratches in it, that's going to be trouble. So we did take it out, and it is thankfully fine. My husband has taken Friday off this week, so he is going to be putting in the shower and the bathtub. I'm so excited. Everything in that room is coming out. We do currently have the ceiling in our house that he is going to be putting up, and I have wallpaper that's going to go on the top half of the wall. We're still talking about the bottom half of the wall. We do have the wainscoting paneling on the bottom half, but right now our plan is everything is coming out and everything is going to be new. We've picked out the flooring, which I'll be showing you when the time comes. We haven't purchased it yet. It will be a vinyl flooring. It's the interlocking pieces is what we're doing. Either way, I am just so excited. So on Friday, I'll be telling everybody, you want a shower, take it Friday morning, and then he'll get started Friday. And Lord willing and the creek don't rise, he'll be done Saturday for people to take showers Saturday night if they want a shower. I did not intend on him doing any of this work, but hiring someone wasn't working out. The first guy I hired came, gave us an estimate, and he never showed up. And we would contact him and he would set another date, but he just wasn't coming. I just was so glad I hadn't given him any money. The second person was charging me more than I can afford for the installation. It was like 3 times what the bathtub and shower surround costs for him to pop that out, pop another one in. So Robin's doing it. I mean, he's very knowledgeable and he can do those things. He doesn't love it. So it's kind of a bummer that he has to, but it's just where we are. Now, for the bottom of these drawers, he's trying to set something up. You know, this table saw doesn't really have another table that the wood feels, you know, the wood can go onto as you're sawing it. We had gotten these thin boards. It's like a plywood, but it's thinner. They were really inexpensive. I think it was $12 a sheet at Lowe's. So that worked out great because we didn't need or want anything super thick. These worked out perfectly. Rachel and I are going to be going to Sherwin-Williams in the next week. I'll probably just take one of the drawers with me and have them match the paint. And then my thought was we could just get like a little sample size for her to do a touch-up. And then she's going to be using acrylics on top of that to do her design. She's never done anything like this, so it's pretty exciting. And then she also was curious about what it would be like to paint on wood, just natural wood, to use that And so these scrap pieces, the ones that are just not the size you can use for any of the drawers, I'll be giving to her to do some testing on. So everything's getting used, and it's fun. Hopefully Robin had fun too doing it. He doesn't love these types of home projects, but once he gets into it, I feel like it's kind of like I feel the same way when I get decluttering. I might dread decluttering, but then it just feels so good when you're done that you accomplished something. And I kind of feel like he had the same feeling. Maybe he wasn't 100% excited to come down here and get this started, but it seemed like once he got started, then he was on a roll and it all went well. I was really glad we had decluttered his tools and such. I think it makes it easier for him to find them, but we do definitely still need to organize that entire area. So that is going to be up and coming hopefully soon. But first, you'll be seeing definitely the bathroom DIY as it unfolds. Hopefully by next week, I'll be putting up the first video and letting you see how that all went. Oh, and the other reason that I was really glad we had chosen a thinner board is that there was a slot where these things are sliding in the bottom of the drawers. I mean, I know nothing about this stuff. I've told you guys before, I am so not mechanical. So then he has that nail gun and he's able to secure them in there with that, but they had a slot that they slid into. So good thing I didn't pick something thick, because if it didn't fit in the slot, that would have been a whole nother problem. On a total side note, I've really been appreciating everyone's encouragement about the music that I've been choosing in my videos lately. And I do like to have one really good song in each video where you can just kind of listen as you watch us work. And I think whenever you get a DIY project going, everybody wants to lift up a song of praise, a hallelujah. Don't you feel that way? Oh my goodness, especially if your husband's doing one. I mean, I'm just being honest here. So I had to pick a praise song this time, and I feel like a DJ right now, but I might as well just tell you the name. It's called Lift Up a Shout, and it's by a group called Joy Spring.
Shout of praise. Oh, there's only one name. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout. Oh, together we sing. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout of praise. Shout of praise. Oh, there's only one name. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout. Oh, together we sing. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout of praise. Let the anthem rise up, let the song ring out, let the ground now tremble as we raise a shout. Let the anthem rise up, let the song ring out, and let the ground now tremble as we raise a shout. Oh, there's only one name. We lift up a shout. we lift up a shout. Oh, together we sing, we lift up a shout, we lift up a shout. Oh, there's only one name, we lift up a shout, lift up a shout. Oh, together we sing, we lift up a shout, lift up a shout of praise. We lift up a shout of praise. We lift up a shout of praise.
I marked out the bottom of the next drawer. You'll notice that this next piece is not wide enough.
Yeah.
Also, if I shift this over here, it's like this.
Uh-huh.
So literally I'm getting one bottom
Right.
out
So
of
we
the
don't have
entire
enough.
piece. Right.
We don't have enough of this.
Correct. Unless you piecemeal it, which I
Which
don't
is
think
why
you
I didn't realize you were taking the bottom off. I got thin so that you could just set it down.
Well, the problem is they have like holes in them.
I know.
So like
Come here.
they're broken.
Right. Can you please?
Yeah. I
So-
get what you're saying.
My idea that I thought we were doing was cutting this and setting it in here, like gluing it.
Okay, you still wouldn't have enough room. You still wouldn't have enough
But
room
it
to
would
even do
it
that.
would, but it wouldn't be as bad to piecemeal it then. I guess it would still look like crap. We're just going to buy more. So do the ones
Right.
you
I mean,
can.
I
The
don't
ones
think
you
these
buy
are.
more.
What does that say on it? I don't think they're expensive.
No, because we bought the pieces. It doesn't have the price there, but they weren't expensive. I remember that.
Right. So I mean, I have 4 drawers to do. I've got 2 pieces. That leaves 2 left to do.
We can go up to Lowe's today.
Yep.
So why don't you cut the ones you can, and then we'll go to Lowe's.
Right. I'm just kind of trying to do one drawer at a time. So, but yeah, I'll do this one. I'll do the next drawer, and then
Yeah, do whatever ones you can with
Figure
the
out
wood
what
you
we can
have, and then we'll go to Lowe's.
Yep.
I'm not even eating supper because of what we already ate.
okay.
Actually, the spare pieces that you have, Rachel was going to start trying to use wood as a
Medium.
palette. Yeah.
Sure. We got lots of it.
Not a palette, what do you call it? Canvas.
Canvas.
We went to Lowe's and we were able to get the wood that we need and come back, and he was able to get the project finished. So that always feels good when you can start and finish. I always feel like the busyness of life, if I don't get a certain section finished, you just never know when you're going to go back to it, which is why I'm so committed to, like, when you're decluttering, doing one shelf at a time. You never know when you're going to get interrupted, or the project, like when I was outside painting trim, I was able to get the front done. And I have not been back out there yet. In fact, you'll see me when I do go out there, you'll know, because I'll show you. And so it always feels good to get a certain section of the project done. Like when we did the declutter of Yvonne's room, we did around her bed, and we did the clothes that were on shelves. And now you're going to see in my next video that will be coming after this one, if you're watching it in real time, it will be the decluttering of her closet. It went so well. I got in the middle of it and I honestly was like, oh my goodness, should I have even taken this one on? It's just exhausting to declutter. Even when it's not your stuff you're decluttering. I mean, it is easier to declutter stuff that's not yours, but it still is, for some reason, a very exhausting task. And thinking about, it's not just decluttering, it can be semi-easy to get rid of stuff. You know, there is that decision fatigue, but then there's a secondary decision fatigue. You're already tired from decluttering, and now you're thinking, okay, what am I going to do with all this stuff, and when can I get it to Goodwill, and if I'm selling it, when can I post it? That's why I don't really get into selling. I get into getting rid of things. And so it always is like another whole job that in your mind, you're really not mentally even counting on being exhausting. So I was so happy, long story longer, to be able to go to Lowe's, get the wood we need, get home, and finish this bureau project. I have to admit, I used to hate Lowe's, but now I really like it. I loved kind of wandering around and dreaming about what I'd like to do with my house. I love going through the gardening center, and now they're getting, all the holiday stuff out to look at. I love going down the home improvement aisle where it has the decor with the curtains and the wallpapers and the mirrors. We were kind of looking at mirrors, thinking of what we would want in the bathroom. It's just always fun. Whereas I used to really hate going there. It just felt like there was no oxygen in there and I just couldn't seem to escape, and you can never find anybody to help you and you don't know where anything is. But oh my goodness, I've been there so long, for so many years. I could probably tell the employees where their stuff is. I've got everything mapped out now and completely memorized. Let me know, do you like going to Lowe's? Or do you prefer Home Depot? But what do you feel about going to home improvement stores? What's your honest opinion? If you're not in the United States, do you have those where you are? Where do you go to get your home improvement supplies? I would love to know. Here is the finished product, and it's nice. He did a great job. Hopefully they won't stick on her. Look at that. All better. But you can see here why these knobs are going to need to be replaced. I think this will be a really fun project for her. I'm really actually excited to go shopping for knobs for this. They have the cutest knobs now, and I bet Amazon has some amazing ones. Okay, after a DIY project, don't you just get hungry? And wouldn't you just love something good, but you don't want to ruin whatever health plan you got going on? So I have a great recipe. This is actually an Optavia recipe. They have tons of recipes on their website, on their apps, and they're all low carb. They're all healthy. Doesn't matter what health plan you're on. This is yummy, delicious, all of the good adjectives, and also healthy for you. I thought it would also be fun to give you a little behind the scenes of what it's really like when I do a recipe on YouTube.
Today I'm going to start with a recipe, and I'll show it to you when I'm done. But the problem is there is a very large cat on the island where I want to film. So I need to convince said large cat to get off the island he thinks he owns. Right, Uzi? So I can disinfect it. Here's our gorgeous Maine weather today. Hopefully Leo is just going to stay right here. Right, Leo? You don't need to be in every shot. Correct? He can just look at birds. I'll even open the window a little for him. There you go. Now he can actually hear said birds. Look at that. I got him. Before I could even start my recipe, I have a messy kitchen to deal with. So cat 1 needs to get off the island. Cat 2 needs to stay off the island too, because as soon as cat 2 sees a camera come out, Leo, he wants to come over and be a part of everything. So I'm getting the dishwasher emptied. Is that not the story of my life? Maybe you should count how many times I empty a dishwasher on videos. Maybe that would be a great giveaway, is if you can give the correct number for a month's worth of videos, you get a prize. Even if I wasn't making a video, it's always great to get the dishes out of the sink so that you have a clean space and you have a clean sink, because you're going to be filling it with more dirty dishes when you get going on your recipe. I didn't have too terribly much in the sink for dishes, so it just did feel good to get that out of the way so that I could focus. I do have a hard time focusing if I have a big mess around. You might notice the plants there on the right. One of those, the one that's really tall, is actually in water with rocks. We had bought it from this woman down the street, and it was supposed to root, and I was supposed to be able to plant it. It was bulbs. I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong, but they died. And the other plant I also killed. So I have killed all except for one plant. I was trying so hard to be a plant lady, and I am going to try again. One of the things that happened was I got one of those glass decorative things that has like a stick that you put in your plant, and it's supposed to water it slowly. And those actually ended up killing my plants. I don't know if it made them to be overwatered. I don't know if it rotted the roots because they weren't supposed to be being watered from the roots up.
But whatever it was, it did kill my plants. So I am donating those. I will not be using those, obviously, when I get my new plants. They were really pretty because they had birds on them, but oh, alas, it is not meant to be. And so I'm about to show you, I'm doing the all-purpose cleaner here. I prefer the Wyman's. I just didn't get that out to use. And then what I do to get the gunk off of these glass top ovens is I use a razor blade, and you can scrape at a 45-degree angle, and then it doesn't scratch your oven. It works really well. I have had pans, especially my Dutch oven, scratch this glass top, but I haven't had any trouble with the razor blades doing that.
Always check your ingredients. So, I just realized, you can hear my daughter's car out there. It's going to the shop right now because we think it needs a muffler or something, but it's like, vroom. I don't know if you can hear it. Anyway, I just realized I do not have tomatoes, and I need a half a pound of fresh tomatoes. So I'm gonna run to the store. This is the reality, people. Did I buy tomatoes for this recipe? You betcha I did, but they got eaten because my kids eat healthy, dang it. How to stop them from doing such things? So I'm looking at what else we got here. Half cup reduced mozzarella. I know I have zucchini. Basil. I might buy basil. I have basil plants, but a half a cup is a lot of basil. So let's go to the store.
You know, it would have been really cool if I would have brought an umbrella. Do you know what this hair is going to look like in about 20 minutes? It's just going to be a frizzy poof mess. Why did I even do my hair today? Okay, I braved the rain. I got my tomatoes. I didn't think they had basil, and then at the last second, I saw this. And I was like, well, it looks a little wilty, but true confession, I opened the package, and it's fine. And plus, it's going to wilt in the oven, but it's not like wilty. It's just not as, you know, nice as a brand new plant. So let's head home and get started on our recipe.
You want to take out your cream cheese first so it has a chance to get softened. And then we need tomatoes, zucchini, fresh whole leaf basil, and what else? Open my app here. Oh, the ground beef. (96% lean ground beef, and reduced fat mozzarella. All right, that's all we need out of here. Then we just need salt, pepper, and we're set to go. The first thing we're going to be doing is slicing up our zucchini, getting it weighed. And the reason I'm doing this first is we're going to need to salt the zucchini. I got myself a little garbage bowl. So we need a half a pound of zucchini. Now, if you want to use a plate on your scale or tin foil, the trick is this. Put the plate on the scale before you turn it on, and then it will set to 0 even with the plate on it. And then I have it on grams, so I'm going to hit unit until I get to ounces, because we want 8 ounces. So I'm going to see, this would be a good size for the lasagna noodle, right? Like this. So that is only 5 ounces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start slicing. And we're going to be slicing it lengthwise because these are going to be our noodles. But I want a short noodle. I don't want a long noodle, so that's how I'm going to do mine. What I'm doing is I'm slicing, and I'm putting it on the scale as I slice. And then when I get to half a pound, I know I'm going to stop. That says 1/4 inch. So we're talking this thick. That is 1/4 inch. Of course, it doesn't have to be exact, but it's just good to know what you're aiming at. I did 2 slices, and I'm not even at 2 ounces yet. You might want to use a sharper knife than I've got, but I don't want to take, oh my goodness, I do not want to take time to sharpen this knife. Doesn't have to be perfect. The flavor is the most important part. Look at me. Oh, goodness. Ooh, I'm getting good at it now. And my oven is ready. I'm cutting into my other one, but you know what? I'm going to save my reject pieces and cut them up, and I can use them in another recipe. I could use them in a salad. I could use them in a stir fry. I could cut them up small and use it like a rice cauliflower. There's a lot of things you can do with chopped up zucchini. You could just saute it and have it on the side with a nice steak. All right, I only need 1 more ounce.